so this is a sponsored segment for this game, Legend of the Keepers. We've played this twice before in the past, I think. At least once. I think it's twice, so I have to check back on the YouTube. And it is a game that's currently in early access. They just did another content edition. It's kind of a unique twist on the roguelite genre. Roguelite genre, for those not familiar, means that you have runs that tend to be separate from each other, but there's things that you can earn in those runs that can improve or change the runs you do in the future. And there tends to be variance in the way what you're playing through is generated. So the different runs are unique, so there tends to be a lot of replayability. In this particular game, the kind of vorthos or flavor behind it is you are a dungeon master who's hiring monsters to keep adventurers from ransacking your dungeons. It is a turn-based strategy game, which is one of my types of games that I enjoy. And you can see here, I have actually played in the past. The middle dork's at level 4 here.
Let's get to work.
Hey, have a good night, Silence. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This actually looks like the middle of a run from the last time I was playing. Can I bail on the run? Yeah, give up looks like. Yeah. You're fired. All right. I should have checked that before going live. I made sure all my captures and my volume level were good, but evening, Cody. Okay, and actually, so we have to. I haven't quite played enough to unlock the other characters yet, but let's play the slaveholder through from the beginning, huh?
Torture? It's a passion.
It's a passion. Game mode. Default. There's different modifiers we can get into. Talent points are things, so you notice this guy says he's level 5 from the games I've played in the past, so talent points give you extra modifiers as you play through and give you extra power-ups to let you play through more challenging parts of the game. Let's not muck around in here too much. Let's dive in and look at what some of the actual gameplay looks like. Let's make sure Twitch only works in custom mode. Oh, is that? Do I have to put it on custom mode? All right, hold on. Last time we played it, the Twitch mode let us customization. Oh no, I can't. Why can't I customize it? I gotta click custom here. All right, customization. Let's enable Twitch. Sure, there we go. Sweet. So, let's see. Last time I used this, I knew the setting was here. It pulls viewer names for monsters for people that are currently watching the stream, and it lets chat vote on a couple of things here and there, which was cute. I'm gonna leave all the other settings at default. I just want to make sure the Twitch mode's enabled.
Let's get to work.
And see, look right there. There's Cody. RM Cody 528. We've got Gromik, Pathriel, Kigaloo, Agorier, StoneX. I don't know if it tries to favor people who are chatting or not. Cody had chatted a couple of times, so I wonder if that did it, if that was just random chance. It only looks like we've got 50 people in here so far. Evening, Punchworthy. So the monsters are the hero of this story. So the base level gameplay is you have these different characters that you put up on defense, and these are the adventurers that are coming to ransack our dungeon. And we don't have a ton of variety in hirelings right now. We do have some choices, so we need to pick 3 of these 4 dorks to deploy down in this first room of the dungeon. And you can kind of see here at the top of the screen, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different rooms that they progress through until they get through to us at the very end, and we're the slave master hero. So my overlay elements here. And then if we look at these dorkos, you see they have different weaknesses and strengths, right? So this first dork, for instance, is weak to fire, he's weak to physical attacks, and he's weak to air, and he's resistant to ice and nature. This dorko is weak to fire and air. So if I have things with fire or air attacks, I definitely want to deploy those. She is weak to fire, or resistant to fire, but weak to physical and air. So 2 of the 3 are weak to fire, 2 of the 3 are weak to physical attacks, and all of them are weak to air attacks. Hey, I appreciate the Prime support, Cool ACP, and I really appreciate you sticking around to hang out and check out some other non-Magic games. Playing a lot of looking. It's funny. The other day I was looking at Oh, there's a voting here up top too, by the way, as we're sitting here going through this. This is a single player game, so we get to sit and talk through things. But I believe if you type 1 or 2 in chat, damage taken from attacks reduced by 20%. Let's type, if I type 1, or do I gotta type number 1 in? Okay, there we go. We could type 1 to reduce the damage my heroes take, or 2 to reduce the damage the monsters take. Be a team player, chat. Help me out. Wow, Cody. Look, you are right here. You're in this dungeon room, Cody. You're basically voting against yourself. Wow, Twitch chat is rude. I shouldn't have pointed out that you could vote, chat. Democracy never works. Democracy is a farce, and it never works. All right, let's put some monsters in. These guys are all resistant to ice, so we're not gonna put the ice dork in. Last chance for anybody else to vote number 1 and get my... Oh wait, damage taken from attacks reduced by 20%. I tricked you. Chat thought they were hurting me. Damage taken from attacks reduced by 20%. Number 2 is actually... I think number 1 did make it harder for me. Look at that. I voted 1, and then a bunch of chat thought they were getting us. Nope, confirmed. Jump. I definitely read that wrong, and it worked out in our favor. Maybe there were people in chat that understood what was going on. I voted 2 to help. God bless. I misread the card, but it worked out. Thank you to everybody that saved us from ourselves. All right, so these 2 are trap rooms, and we have 3 different traps we can put in that either get rid of morale or deal damage. So every one of these adventurers, they have 2 different stat lines here. They have health and morale. In addition to killing the adventurers, you can also scare them away. And how you get rid of the adventurers dictates the in-game currency that you collect. So, if you kill them, you collect blood as currency, and if you scare them, you collect tears. I think we're gonna go for the killing them route. And rage, oh, yeah, that's fine, right? Because the next monster can come up to there. Is this game similar to Slay the Spire? So it is a roguelite similar to Slay the Spire in that you do runs through. But it isn't a card game. So it's more comparable, I think, to say like a tower defense style game where you like collect things, monsters and traps to deploy in your dungeon against whatever adventurers are coming in. And then, do you have anybody with wind attacks? Air damage. Yeah, air damage sounds great. Hey, evening, Steel Dingleberries. And Devorant, thank you for the quarter review. I really appreciate you dropping off that Prime again. Welcome back. Ever played Dungeon of the Endless? I've not, LaShawn. We've done this one a couple of times before. This character's level 5 for us. This one was good the last couple times. Berg, good evening. And then on our guys too, we get to make some decisions during the combat. So you can see the order of initiative is over here on the left. So it's going to go Goblin, Adventurer, Bowman, Quyon, and then Gromik here. So this does nature damage to the frontmost thing. He's resistant to nature. Goblin Trick does physical damage to the back, and she's resistant to weak to physical damage. So Goblin Trick seems best. You can see it even highlights over the health, telling you how the attack's going to work. So Toxic Volley, you can see their health totals kind of light up how much damage it's going to do. So this could almost kill her, or we could spread out a little bit. This applies poison to everyone as well, so I think we're just going to do this. Remember, they're very likely going to kill their way through this first group of monsters that we have, because this is only our first room, right? So they're going to have to run through Trap, a spell room, Trap, then another group of monsters. So we're mostly just trying to slow them down here a little bit. So this deals morale damage that hits all of them. I'm really not focusing on morale with this current build that we have, so I'm just going to focus on hammering their life totals. We're not going to scare anything away if we win this one. Goblin Trick, yep. Gromik's going down, chat. I think the poison's going to get her next time, so I might as well hit all of them again. Yeah, and if you had picked this up last time we played it, they had a content update today. So if you had played it previously when we'd played it and haven't checked it out in a bit, the game is still in early access, so they're adding stuff, and they had another update today. You can see the first adventurer's down. These other two are going to make it out of here. Alright, so now I get to the trap room, where the bloodsaw is going to go through them. Laid that down very cleverly for ourselves. You can see the status conditions. They're both bleeding and poisoned. Taking some damage as they go. Wipe that one out. Easy. No problem, chat. No problem. Alright, so you can see, like I said, we killed the heroes, so we collected blood. Had we scared them, we would collect tears. We protected the treasure, so we either get a poisonous plant, 10 nature damage, applies nature weakness. So this is, if we pick this up, we might want to focus on picking up other things that do nature damage, since it applies nature weakness. This hits just the front and applies a random penalty 3, then spreads all effects applied to the target to the hero's position behind the target. That's kind of neat. So it says, if we wanted to do this, we'd probably want to try and pair it with other things that apply status conditions to the frontmost unit. Minus 35 morale. Ricochets to the hero positioned behind the target if the target's already affected by demoralize. I think I'm gonna grab the status condition one. This is probably the most flexible. There's a lot of things that apply different status conditions in the game. So you can see here, these are our 3 dungeonlings here that died in that first room, and they're all missing a couple points of, I forget what jargon it is, but basically they're not happy because they died and had to be resurrected. So you gotta run a balance with your employees where you send them to the garrison on occasion, so that way they don't get too upset. So now we have to choose a task for the current week that we are in. We can train, spend some gold to level up our monsters, upgrade traps, or trigger an event. Deal with office troubles. We have a lot of gold. Move this guy. And 474 gold. Let's train some monsters up, huh? We picked up someone that liked applying status conditions, so upgrading this Dorko that applies poison seems pretty reasonable. This notably applies 3 burn to the frontmost unit, which seems really good combined with the flower plant that we picked up that spreads status conditions. Cody applies a front-facing status condition too. Straight ball. We might regret spending that much gold, we'll see. Evening Elvish Rage. So, my kids are in Cub Scouts, which are still doing mostly digital meetings, but they're doing meetings on Mondays. So I plan to do variety streams in the evenings, but they're going to be Tuesday to Saturday as opposed to Monday to Friday. So I'm going to be off Monday nights, but live Monday to Fridays in the morning. We just trained our Dorkos, so let's deal with some office trouble this time. So you go through a couple of weeks of doing things like this, and then you'll dive into another dungeon with Dorkos. While dusting the dungeon, the cleaning goblin has freed a monster caught in a spider's web. He also accidentally woke the giant spider queen who demands compensation for the destruction of her web. Uh-oh. And that's why I said we might regret not having money. So I guess we have to take the damage. That's fine. We have plenty of health to start. Business trip. Choose an employee to protect the sales department during a business trip or deal with office troubles. Yeah, this is one we've played once before. It's an early access game, Elvish Rage, so they just had a content update. So they asked me if I was interested in doing it again. While walking through the corridors, you notice a monster waiting for a job interview. You could hire the candidate right now without intermediaries. On the other hand, what make them think they can come in uninvited? What makes them think they can come in uninvited? We can intimidate to collect tiers. I don't have money, so intimidate is the option. Alright, in week 5, we'll get back to some adventures here. I liked the suggestion that someone had in chat of... switching the ordering on some of these monsters. So we got that trap that spreads whatever front-facing penalties are for a thing. So I want to make sure I put my guys that burn. This Ager here applies a burn to the front unit. So if I can have this one in my front room, so that way when this trap goes off, they're likely to spread burn. That seems good. And same with this. I think I like leaving this up here for now. Once we get some more hirelings, you have some more decisions to make back and forth here to swap things in and out of the garrison. In fact, maybe we put Cody in the garrison so he heals up for a little bit. And you put them in the garrison for a run. Their morale comes back. All right, so who do we have? Chat, you can vote. Damage and morale dealt increase by 30%. So if you would like to help the monsters, we're Team Monsters, you can vote 2 in chat if you're a team player. Wait, am I reading this backwards again? Damage and morale dealt increased by... Damage and morale dealt increased by 30%. 1 hurts, 2 helps. Yeah, 2 is helpful, right? I'm reading that right? 2 is helpful. Alright, so we have a priestess here who's weak to nature and fire. That's good. That's actually great, right? This is weak to fire. This is also weak to fire. So these are actually have pretty stellar dorks to include here. We can also see the area where their attacks go. So like her attack hits my front-facing unit. This hits the front-facing unit. This hits everyone. These are pretty resistant to ice. So again, Kigaloo here just gonna be benched because they deal ice. We'll go ahead and we'll put our giant mushroom in here. Because hopefully they're going to come out of here with status conditions out of that first room. And then again, all weak to fire, so I definitely want to queue up that one. Weak to nature, medium to nature, weak to nature. So this does air. How are we looking on air? Resistant, weak, neutral. Air seems fine. We'll put work up front. My little Toriel, thanks for the quarter view. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is the plot of this game you're the bad guy? Yeah, basically, Sky Zeros. You're a dungeon master hired by the Dungeons Company to deploy monsters and traps to keep adventurers from taking your treasure. And this is our dungeon master character. We're the slave master here. The centaur with the whip. So you deploy defenses, and then your monsters have different attacks here, and you get to choose which attacks they utilize as they go. And I love that it shows you how good your attacks are going to do. So like we mouse over poison arrow here, it shows me this would put this backmost dork down below half. This will hit all of them for a little bit, and it's going to leave behind some poison. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Fire column's going to nail this front one by a bunch and burn them. Oh no! Oh no, our orc went down without getting a turn, chat. It's rude. Make sure they all got plenty of poisons on them, so when they get into the next room, the mushroom can do the work. Yeah, the fire dude hits hard. Oh, she heals in the back. Alright, so the mushroom's gonna hit, apply a random status condition, and then share that status conditions back. So this is air damage and a little bit of morale. Sharp horns would hit just the first one. She's a little bit resistant to air, so I think I'd like to hit everyone here. Fireball will kill the one in the back. Deal. So again, morale is the purple bar. We're not currently doing a morale build. We're mostly killing people, so. She's still alive? She's gonna die to her bleeding next time, right? Hey, Ben Smith. Thank you for the 11 months of Prime support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. So we got Pinogram here, who's an ice monster. We got Zigzags. Deals a little bit of fire, adds 2 stacks to the plenty with the most stacks applied to the target. Your sprite here might be the sweetest of them. Pile Q is a goblin drummer. Does air damage, applies air weakness, applies enrage to all monsters in the group. It's like a support character. Passive damage dealt increased by 5% per stack of penalties on. This is pretty good. We've got, I think Zigzags might be... yeah, the link there in chat is my link for the game. I think it's on sale right now for $13, if I recall. They're running a sale with their new content release. Yeah, it's normally $20. It's currently $13. 35% off for the next day and a half. I think Zigzags is the pickup here, because we're kind of building towards a lot of debuffs at the moment with the other trap and stuff that we picked. Alright, so the motivation is getting low on some of these dorks. Puritel here has died twice, so we probably want to send them to the garrison for a run. You can see Cody has recovered their lost morale because they got to rest. So I'm going to drop these ones that have taken some big hits into here. So we won't have them on our next set of adventurers, but they'll be there for 2 later. So are the names grabbed from chat. Yep. Yeah, there is a extension built into the client that you can toggle on if you're streaming on Twitch that allows viewers to vote each time we go through on a bonus or a penalty, and then it grabs monster names from chat. So your names will be slightly less fun if you're not streaming on Twitch. Be more generic. So you can upgrade our traps, train our monsters. We only have 200 gold left. I don't think I want to train just one thing. Let's hit the event. Sometimes it can give us gold. Nailed it. You place a bet on a boar racing game during the lunch break. The one you chose finished first. You hit the jackpot. You could use your winnings to throw a party for the employees. +1 motivation for all monsters. Nah, I'm going to keep the gold. My monsters can get some motivation from the air sim. Business trip. Choose an employee to predict the sales department during their business trip. Sure. Ooh, this collects blood. That's pretty sweet. You can have that one. Jeff has already gone full blood base. I'm gonna use the gold to train my workers later. I promise I'm gonna reinvest into you, chat. It's just not gonna be into your morale, okay? We'll reinvest the earnings back into all of our wonderful chatters. They're just not gonna be in the form of morale boosts. Send 3 volunteers to plunder the place of your choice. Monsters like plundering. Lose motivation. Volunteers gain motivation. And we get gold, and we'll get to find a monster. Risk of injury. Will be unavailable for 2 weeks. Can we afford to spare them? Well, those are unavailable for 3 weeks. Let's go here. We found Akira Nirvana, the skeleton scientist. Look at that. Volunteers came back without plundering anything, too drunk to remember the goal of their mission. They will need to go to rehab for 2 weeks. However, a monster they have helped during a brawl has decided to join your workforce as a sign of gratitude. Transmute blood or tears into another resource. I don't really have a lot of those to transmute. Evening Logan. The R&D manager needs a guinea pig to test a new trap. He's asking you to provide him with one of your employees in exchange for gold. Now this is a capitalistic choice, chat. 400 is a lot of gold. And I don't know that I have a strict emotional attachment to Nirvana, right? They've never even fought for us. Well, Cody, you and I, we go way back. You fought adventurers for me twice. Nerva here, look, some of you are going to have to die, and that is a sacrifice I am willing to make, okay? I'm gonna take the easy monsters. Oh no! Oh no, it's asking chat to vote. Alright, you have to vote. Pick the easy one, please. Remember, if we die, we're done. Damn it, Twitch chat. One or two. Yeah, we knew how that was gonna end. 3 of our monsters are debilitated from drinking, chat. 3 of our monsters are currently drunk. Do I gotta pull Gromik out? I guess we have enough here. Maybe I have 3 and I have 4. Okay, let's do it. If we lose Twitch chat, it's your fault. I would like the record to reflect that any loss suffered on this run at this point is not my responsibility. Increase armor by 40. Listen, you gave me the hard adventurers. At least give me armor. Vote number 2 to protect the monsters, chat. You've been talking about monsters' rights. Vote number 2 to help the monsters. I can't believe devs gave Twitch chat the option to directly affect the outcome of the game if they don't know Twitch chat at all or they know Twitch chat very well. I think just 2 works. I think just 2. Maybe both work. If they're smart, both work. I think both work. Alright, so resistant to ice, weak to fire, neutral to fire, weak to ice, resistant to fire, weak to armor, physical attacks, and nature. So, fire, this is a front-facing fire attack, right? So that seems great. Actually, how much health does this have? 70 versus 55. Alright. And they're going to apply some debuffs, so I'll put the mushroom here. They should be debuffed a little bit. And then I've only got 3 Dorkos here, so they just all got to go and hope for the best. At least they get to this group of monsters bleeding, so that's nice. It's not fair, they have attacks before everything starts. Give her the old goblin trick. Fire column's a pretty solid hit. Applies burn too. Oh no, we're gonna lose the front guy before we do anything? Oh no, he attacks the back. Oh no! Yikes. Okay, well, the mushroom here hits them with the status and then applies the statuses back. So the whip would kill this, but this is getting ready to die anyways. So implies enrage to the next group of monsters. Evening Spartan. Yeah, life is fun. Christy and I almost finished cleaning out our garage for the first time since we moved into this house a year and a half ago. This does air and bleeding. This is pretty resistant to air. Nightmare hits both of them. I think I'd rather hit both of them, even if it's a little bit weaker. Little AoE. We've lived here for almost 2 years now. It's the first time the garage has almost been clean. We just gotta clear out a bunch of cardboard boxes. Oh, that's a good comment. Goes 25% of morale a hero is missing means they take more damage. So sometimes morale is correct even if you're on a blood run. Okay, it's good to know. So finish the back one. Look at that. Chat believed in us and they sent us against the harder adventurers, and we're gonna be okay. When I've played, I found it easier to scare heroes rather than killing them. That's interesting. Probably depends a little bit on what you end up drafting. Chat did at least have the decency to give us... Chat at least did have the decency to give us, the armor bonus through that set after they set us on the harder path, so that's nice of them. Yeah, this one's good, T-Dub. I like turn-based strategy games in general. I think the IP is really cute. The animations are slick. The Twitch integrations are like really simple, but they add a lot of fun to it when we're playing with a group of people. All right, so we get a bonus for our boss at the end. This does more damage and bleeding 4. That sounds good. Yeah, they're sponsored in the title there. So this is an early access game that just did a new content update. We've played it a couple of times in the past, though. And like I've said in the past, most times if I take a sponsored thing, I'm familiar with the gameplay a little bit at least before we jump in. There's a couple of people in chat that have said they had picked it up last time we talked about it. All right, so these Dorkos are healed up, so we can pull them out. This guy is still unavailable because he's assisting on a business trip. I think I want to put Agor into the garrison. If their morale gets all the way to 0. Baldur's Gate 3 comes out soon. Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't release for like another 3 days. There's plenty of time in the next 3 days. We're definitely going to play some BG when that releases, though. I've got two nights set aside for that next week. And hopefully, I guess I should also say hopefully it releases. They pushed back a week too, so a lot of companies are struggling a bit to hit deadlines during the current plague world in which we live, which is not unsurprising. So we can train our Dorkos. Our intense session 0. I think I want to hit the trainer here. We have a ton of gold, so we can probably level up a bunch of monsters here. Passive, attack supply, 1 additional stack of poison. Alright, so we got him to level 3. That's maxed out. Wellborn Muse. This is, we actually have another Skeleton Magus. And getting that front fire is real good. Ziggs, leveling him would give extra health. Into it. See, chat, I told you I was going to reinvest my damage back into you. 50 physical damage. Damage dealt increased by 50% if the target is bleeding. This also gives 15 more health. Upgrade both the orcs. See, chat? I used my dollars to make you better. Black market. Sell monsters in the garrison that are no longer useful to you. We haven't used the frost guy yet. We can also just hit an event though. I'm not gonna sell my monsters just yet. While you were congratulating the cook for his dwarf cheek stew, he told you about a recipe based on demons' gonads. Do you want to sacrifice one of your demons to provide him with the necessary ingredients? Do we want to sacrifice Stonix for his gonads, chat? Do we want to cook Stonix's gonads into a recipe? Oh, they're not here anymore? And we don't have enough money for the engineer. Let's go to the therapist. An employee morale review done by a specialist. Doesn't want to sell us, but does want to cook us. I mean, cooking is for the good of the team, right? I don't have currency for either, though, so I'll just say thank you. Get a morale back. We didn't have money for the therapist. Work out. I think this upgrades unit without costing money. Oh, this turns... So this costs blood and gold. This gives us extra life. This gives us extra regeneration. Let's spend, I Extra power. Let's get extra life here, just in case they ever get down to us. Hey, wow, hello there. Thank you for the 26 months. I really appreciate it. And remember, if you want to... Oh, I can do multiple things here. Sick. Just do all of them? Yeah, in for all of them. Yeah, all the segments will be up on YouTube as always. We're gonna do some, what's it called this evening? We're gonna do some, Legend of the Keepers for a couple hours, and we're gonna play some more, Horizon Zero Dawn this evening to wrap up. I think I'm gonna leave Agor in the garrison for now. Let them recover their last two points of morale here. Yeah, squad's got a lot of level 2s in it now. Alright, your support vote, damage and morale dealt increased by 30%. Vote 2 to be monsters, vote 1 to be a traitor. Resistant to nature and fire, weak to physical. This does physical, but it only hits the front. Oh, does it have to have the number on it? It might have to have the hashtag on it. I might have been wrong earlier when I said either worked. I like how all the people who have monsters in have them voted for her. That's because they're dirty, rotten traitors. Voting against their own people, chat.
Come at me, bro.
No, you don't have to do that, Zigzags. Love me a toxic volley. Have a little poison on the house. Do you see how mean these heroes are, chat? They killed our little skeleton archer. So this does less damage, but applies bleeding. This does more damage. 65 versus 46. Let's make a bleed. That's true. We're the victims in all of this, chat. We're just trying to defend our property here. These people are breaking into our homes and stealing our stuff. I think he's gonna die to status condition, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and Scream of Terror here to hit the morale down. Yeah, sweet. Alright, 2 left. They gotta get through our traps here. Well, that didn't do much. Dodges the effects of the first trap. Well, that's a tilt. I like this goblin shield that has a spike that flies out of it. Seems like solid utility. Alright, our fire dork survived at least. Can end her on the backswing. Cody knows what's up. The adventurers have yet to get to the big boss yet, so that's good. Extra circular saw, flying dagger. 30 physical damage, applies bleeding 3. This is 10 bleeding 2, but this does bleeding to all of them. Kind of don't mind another circular saw. I guess I could get the poisonous plant. We do have some nature monsters at this point. And I could just position my nature monsters to be in the second room after they get nature weakness. Let's try that. We could prioritize picking up some nature monsters. I think the skeleton archer does nature damage as well. We'll swap out Wellborn for Agor. We'll drop Zigzags back in here too so they get healed up. And then I probably want to swap this actually so I have my nature dealers in the second one after that trap that applies nature weakness. Trainer. Don't have enough gold for the trainer reasonably. The Occupational Health Office has been called in to do some tests following your recent assignment. Everything seems in order. Sure. Yeah, I agree, Mapai. I wonder if that's one of their eventual goals. A lot of the time, early access games from smaller studios will do their early access iterations on Steam on PC and then like port whatever they have to mobile after they have the full game done that they're happy with. But I agree from a user interface perspective, it feels like this would probably translate to mobile reasonably well. Monsters gain 1 random bonus at the start of each fight. With like the Scepter of Destiny. I'm not sure I understand your question, Mia. Headhunter is here to show you a promising new recruit. MTG bot. Unfortunately, we don't have the money to recruit them. Spent it all on training, chat. Alright, chat. Vote for veterans or adventurers. Veterans are tougher but give us better loot. Last time we beat the veterans. See if we can do it again. We do have a bunch of level 2 monsters now. Chad is incredibly confident. Listen, Chad, I'm counting on you to vote for our monsters to get the bonus inside of the run again, though. Don't stick me with the level 2 and then also... And then also not give us the buff inside. We might come up a little short. Alright, so we have a trap room to start. I'm going to want to save the poisonous plant for this one because my nature dealers are down here. I'm just going to make them bleed to start. It says weak to physical, resistant to physical, weak to physical. That seems fine. The chat vote to make heroes or monsters stronger for each fight. Does the bonus stat also increase? It does not, I don't believe. Wow! Look, it worked kind of split in chat. I'd appreciate people helping out the monsters. Armor increased by 40. Look at that. I appreciate you. I take back most of the bad things I've ever said about you. How are we on fire resistance? So these two are both fire resistant, but this is not. And this can hit front. So I think I'm going to go ahead and deploy him here still. Just air damage. 2 of them are weak to air. And here we'll put the poisonous plant to make them weak to nature. And then we've got our nature damage dealers down here. Fresh me. Good solid hit. By your skeleton down. He's got a lot of health at level 2. Oh, that makes sense. They lose morale when you kill one of them, too. Cleave that one to put some blood on it. I think it's the first time we've used the poison dagger on that. Not the first time we've toxic volleyed, though. This game has an adorable yet accurate take on 21st century corporate culture. It's an accurate description. It's definitely themed in a way to not make you think that much about it, though, right? So we've got Aluro here as a gargoyle. We've got the Judge of Nature as the skeleton soldier. And we've got Punchworthy here as the goblin drummer. I did watch Talarian's booster box game video, and it is stellar. This is also one of the many games that you can get for a lot less than $50. I feel like a lot of people, myself included, are kind of at, like, so even with doing a bunch of variety segments, I was like, because I keep track of all of the games that I purchase and stuff like that for my job, because they're tax write-offs if I'm playing them on stream, and, like, comparing how much I've spent on various video games in the last year to how much I've spent on things like Magic Arena and, like, average enjoyment levels, it's like, it's kind of a rough comparison. Definitely felt validated in my choice to take a little bit of a Magic hiatus. All right, I want to swap around some of our dorks for morale purposes here. At very least, we want to get Gromik out of there. I think we're mostly just, like, alternating Wellborn and Agor, so we just, like, always have them. Seems fine. Yeah, exactly. A 284 gold, which is not quite enough to benefit from the trainer or the engineer, I don't think. So I think I'm just going to keep hoarding until we can train a bunch at once again. That was useful when we got above 1,000, so I'm going to click an event. Yeah, that's true. That's true, 17. That's true, 17. Definitely, it's even different than, like, Magic to other games is different, though, right? Because, like, for example, my arena purchases for this year were, like, over $1,200, and I'm still, like, well under $500 on different video games that I've purchased. While wandering around in the corridors, you come face to face with a human. He seems as surprised as you are. What are you going to do? I'm just in for the gold. Do you have an affiliate link? Yeah, if you want to check this one out. It's currently $13 on Steam. It's on 35% off for the weekend to celebrate their content update. Added another character, a dungeon master to play through with. An outing amongst colleagues is always a joy. We are only not human. I like the plunder activity usually. We've got our volunteers. Upgrade a trap. Enrage your monsters. Set a monster free. Let's try to set a monster free. Your volunteers have snuck into a prison and left a trail of blood on their way out. Gromik is badly wounded and will need 10 weeks of medical care. Oh no, Gromik. We didn't even get away with anybody? Never lucky. Some tax officials have come to collect. Good thing they drink blood. Buy a monster or trap from this unscrupulous merchant. I don't mind another friend. Got LaShawn here as a goblin drummer. Adroninus Arcurian here as a skeleton. Icy Breeze as a trap. Applies ice weakness. Ice weakness isn't super useful at the moment. I have a ton of ice dorks. 5% of maximum life as ice damage per turn. That seems sweet. These suit and tie vampires are here to collect taxes. However, blood is more valuable than gold coins to them. They'll even grant you monetary compensation in exchange for blood collection. And you would be exceptionally exempt from taxes. Yeah, it just grabs them randomly from chat artisan. So if you're just hanging out and chatting, I can even grab folks that are idle and logged in chat too. So it just grabs the chat list, and whenever a monster gets populated, it grabs them randomly from chat. The heroes haven't gotten to us at all, so spending our own life seems good. All right, chat, you can vote on if you want us to fight the adventurers or the veterans here. Go. So far we're 2-0 against the veterans, so seems to bode well. Life is a resource, exactly, dude. Light. All right, once more into the veterans we go. I thought we were not doing weekend streams anymore. Yeah, so I didn't communicate that super clearly on Twitter, but I talked about it a little bit in Discord, dude. Light. I have Cub Scout meetings on Monday nights, so with the kids. So rather than streaming Monday night, I'm gonna do my evening streams Tuesday to Saturday and do morning streams Monday to Friday. So I'll be live 6 days a week technically, but only not doing double streams on Monday or Saturday. I'm happy with our split of stuff here. Seems good. Maybe if I have 5, I don't really need 5 guys here. I could pull this out to get the morale back up. That seems fine. I also might occasionally sneak on unscheduled times too. Like I think we had, what's it called? Fox donated for me to do poke at Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is a game I had been intending to try on my off time anyways, so I might sneak on tomorrow night and do that, depending on what Christian Mind's plans are, but we'll see. Damage and morale dealt increased by 30%. Vote 2 to help the monsters, vote 1 to be a traitor. Listen, chat, you sent me against the hard people. The least you could do is help me out afterwards, okay? All right, so we're going to save the poisonous plant for the second trap room again because this is where our nature guys are. We are weak to fire in nature, resistant to fire in nature. Heals 1 hero's maximum life 50% after the fight. That's pretty good. Weak to fire. All right, so I think I want both my fire dorks. These are both resistant to ice. This guy's just got 100 health, so even though 2 of them are resistant to ice, I think we just put him in because he's kind of chunky. By the way, for the Runeterra players in the audience, did you see it looks like they spoiled that the next set's going to be dropping on the 14th or 15th? Excited to see them hit that release goal. These are all AoE effects, and this sits front. How are we on nature damage? This does physical. Was that the trailer earlier today? Yeah, zigzags. So for people that weren't following that, so they just did a set release, but they're breaking their set releases up over 6 months, kind of. So they did like an 80 card set release about 2 months ago, and then in the middle of October they're gonna do a 40 card set release, and then in December they'll do another 40 card set release. Come get some. Will these be the faithful adventurers that can make it through to our dungeon master finally? Oh, I forgot to read the passives. Crap. Randomly move all monsters to another position at the start of the first fight. I should have thought about that during position. I need to get used to reading their skills. I read that this one healed, but I didn't look at this one. It's fine, we're gonna be okay. It's my chunky guy. My chunky guy should not have gone. Should not have gone there to start. Frost Breath. Or Ice Block. This is resistant to ice. I think we do Frost Breath here. So we want to hit the middle one because these two are kind of resistant to ice. Also slows them down a bit, which is nice. See the attack order get rearranged there, which is good for us. Yeah, it's a good one, Strevius. I played it a couple times before. I think the IP in general is charming. Slowed way down. She is notably going to heal this back up, though. Yep. Was there more news beside that? Yeah, they released this similar video in English, Dude Light, and gave 10/14 as the date, which is a Wednesday, so that makes sense. That's a real solid hit. Our second wave monsters haven't been dying, which is good too. It's easier to keep your morale up when that's the case. Alright, so we got 3 Smith here as a skeleton scientist. Does nature damage, does air damage, and morale. Nirva. Yeah, this game has Twitch integration, Dude Light, so the folks in chat get to vote on different decisions we make at certain points. It grabs them randomly, so unfortunately it doesn't integrate to let people cheer bits. But, so like whenever it puts up monsters here, it grabs 3 names out of chat. I'll take the nature damage from the skeleton monster. Alright, so these dorks are healed in the garrison. He's still waiting to heal back up from his accident. Swap Wellborn in that. We're going to put Klingu over here to heal back up. This is still only lost 2. I think that's fine. I want to put my extra nature damage one in here, I think. All 3 of these are nature-based. If we donate to Time Dude Light out, will that keep them from being monster? It will not. So you don't even have to be chatting to be a monster. You just have to be logged into Twitch while you're watching the stream. I do not like this plan. I do not like it, Sam. I am. All right, and we're up to 700 gold here. Seems like a good time to hit the trainer. Grogmar, leveling him would just gain resistances. This would increase life and power. Zigzags. Fire damage. Consumes a stack of burns. Applied to all heroes. Seems super useful. passive. Attack, supply, bleeding 3. That seems really good. Cody's gonna hit the level up. I like this one a lot, Dear Hulk. We played this one a couple of times on stream in the past, and it's an early access game, so it's kind of fun to revisit these games. They like get fleshed out more and more as they get developed. So like the range of monsters that we've been seeing as we play through is different than the last couple of times we've played. There's also, they added the big content update that they did today. They added another dungeon master. If you like turn-based roguelites, I think this is definitely a good one. It's a good, unique twist on the genre too, because it's not like most roguelites that are turn-based are card game-based. So I like that this one still has kind of kind of a drafting element to it with picking monsters, but it's not strictly cards. I think it is worth 1.5 burritos. As someone who's a parent too, this type of game is nice because it's a single player turn-based game. If the kids run in, you can stop and walk away for a second, not worry about dying or losing your run. This gives extra health. Monsters behind the skeleton take 25% less damage. That's pretty nice. And giving him more health and armor seems good. Let's level up the Judgeinator. I'm a big fan of plundering things, chat. Find an artifact. See if we can set a monster free this time. Beat the odds. Get that. We got 13 ghosts. Gotta suck you by. Your volunteers are stuck in the prison, left a trail of blood on their way out. They even found a monster in a cage and set them free. They have emerged unscathed. Out of gold for the trainer. Let's hit the event here. A trainee has spilled a burning hot drink on you in front of the blood spice latte machine. Puck my life. 132 damage taken. Do we want to punch them or insult them? We're mostly killing people in our run, so we have a lot of blood that we're collecting. So I'm gonna insult them and collect some tears. Regarding the bet you placed and won in a boar race a while back, a hulking, shifty troll has come to demand that you return his cash. You could also have one of your nearby employees get beaten up in your stead. I'm gonna fight him and get some blood here. I don't mind taking a little bit of damage.
Other heroes are coming from faraway lands. In order to better combat this threat, we have increased the size of our dungeons.
Okay, does that mean we have a third room now? Oh no. Listen, Twitch chat. Before I click this vote option and let all of you send me against what these champions are, you are required, chat. If we die, our run is over. So after you all pick the champion and the round starts, I need you to vote to improve our monsters once we get in, okay? So I think with our powers combined, we can beat the champions, but I'm depending on you to not end our run once we get inside. So I think our squad is doing well here. We can probably beat the champions. But if we get the bonus. So if you're just joining us, once we get into the run, you're going to vote 1 or 2 to help the monsters or the heroes. Don't help the heroes, chat. They're not really heroes. They're looters. They're vandals. They're bandits. We're just trying to protect what is ours. Vote monsters. All right, we got to pick who we want to keep and how. We got a good spread of things. Okay with that. Okay, the support vote here, chat. Resistance is increased by 20. Vote number 2. Help them out. Come on now. Don't be like Mapai. Have a heart. Have a heart, chat. Look at these level 3s. This has a star. What does a star mean? Look at how scary this is. I appreciate chat. We are overwhelmingly in favor of the monsters. You do have a heart. The attack regenerates 10% of his maximum life to targets affected by a burn. Skill removes the penalty with the most stacks applied from all heroes at the start of his turn once. Applies Enrage 3 to all heroes at the start of each fight. Who does number 2 work for? Number 2 helps us. Resistance is increased by 20 for the monsters. Alright, so we're weak to ice and nature. We're weak to fire and physical. We're weak to ice and physical. Alright, so fire. God, they're super resistant to fire. This is neutral to air. God, has 440 life. They have so much life. Yeah, we're the dungeon master defending our base from these evil, looting, ransacking adventurers, Dougie. 2 of them are weak to ice. Okay, they're going to do a front attack, a back attack. Alright, I'm going to put them in there. Who do I want for my last one? This stacks penalties. This does frostbite. Sweet. Now, one thing to note here is they're fairly slow. So, we'll go ice, they'll go fire, we'll do this, and we'll get to increase the frostbite. Our monsters are kind of low level. You're not wrong. Make them bleed. Put the poison plant down to make them weak to nature. Alright, we'll see. Can all these level 3s make it through to our dungeon monster for the first time? So far they've not managed, but we haven't fought anything this high level before. Alright, hypothermia, chat. I believe in you, Cody. You haven't let us down yet, okay? Oh, he healed all of them. This only does it once, though, huh? So this is resistant to physical attack. So I think I want to just Scream of Terror here to hit their morale. Every time they lose 25% morale, they start doing less damage, which is ideal. We can hit him with the hypothermia again here. Our monsters are holding up better than I was expecting them to. Good, solid hit here in the first room. Shout out to our extra resistances from Twitch chat at home. We wouldn't be here without you, fam. Just keep hitting their morales. The hypothermia is hitting morale too. Both of these are under half morale. Yeah, I got one more attack to get in here before they get out of the room. We might actually scare some of these away as opposed to killing them this time through. I don't know, we're kind of close on these. That last guy is a real monster, though. Yeah, all the debuffs carry through. Wow, Intimidate's gonna make both of these run. Perfect. Oh, is he gonna go too? We scared them all away, chat. We scared them all away. And you can see here, and this is of the funny part too. So because we scared them away, instead of killing them, we collect tears instead of blood. So there's three different currencies in the game, and you collect blood or tears depending on how you solve your encounters. Mouth Shutter. Minus 20 morale. Applies silence, which means they can't use their things. Demons' attacks regenerate their life by 100% of damage dealt if the target is bleeding. I don't think we have enough bleeders. Skeleton Lord. Ben Smith. All skeletons gain Enrage 3 at the start of the dungeon. We have a few skeletons, right? That sounds sick. That's a new one. The lords, the monsters, and heroes with stars are definitely new to the game since the last time we played. Skeleton. So we get these with 2 skeletons here. That's perfect. Wait, this is a skeleton too, right? All right, yeah, let's swap this. So we have Judgeinator's a good frontline skeleton, and then these will power up whoever we want to pair with him. These are all nature dealers. I'm building for pure morale. Made my first run very easy. Yeah, someone else said earlier that morale worked well for them. I want to pull Arcanian out here, actually. Get their morale up. Seems fine. 347 gold. Yeah, so a little bit low for the trainer or the merchant. I'm going to hit the event here and see what we get. An archaeologist is ringing your doorbell to claim an artifact, blaming you for looting it. He even dares demand you donate it to the museum. Crush Slice Quarter. I'm not sure what the difference was there. They all gave the same currency, and it didn't really fill me in on what exactly they were doing. 2 of your employees have been caught red-handed, brawling like 2 elves for a hairbrush. Will you be tough and suspend them for 5 weeks or threaten them with a pay cut to be sure it won't happen again? You can always buy them a second hairbrush. We just ignore it, right? The Alchemist might be useful. This lets us convert blood and tears into gold at this point, which we have quite a bit of. All right, Jedi. I'm A-okay. We beat the big people. You can vote for everyone here. Veterans will get us the best prizes because they're toughest, but our squad's pretty well built out here at this point. Crushing on through. Good evening, Beansy. Happy Blur's Day. Is it Saturday? I feel like it's Saturday, right? Yeah, I didn't do school with my kids today. It's been Saturday all day. I wasn't live this morning. It's been Saturday all day. Overconfident, are we? Chat's about to give the adventurers a bonus in this set, aren't they? We were very full of ourselves. I feel like we might get betrayed during the actual run now. Alex with the preemptive one. If you enjoy being a traitor, you can vote 1, but if you're a team player, you can vote number 2. All right. Wow, these are actually still pretty tough, huh? These are level 3s and 4s. No, chat, I lied. I don't think we can win. Give us your help. Don't give them armor. Chat, they're level 3 and 4. Chat, don't end my run. Please, I beg you. I beg, don't do it. I would like my run to continue. We're so close. I just need a couple more people to play for the home team. The hubris. I didn't realize they were going to get hard. I should have realized they were going to get harder. All right. Armor. So these 2 are both weak to physical. So definitely just put the circular saw here. It's real close, chat. Don't be a traitor. Don't be a traitor, chat. You rose upon the pyre you've built. I'm looking for a new job. Alright. All of our dorks are kind of squishy here. Alright, the monsters edged it out by a small amount. I appreciate you. Abel's finger does ice damage. Kane's finger does air damage. So this is resistant to air. This is resistant to ice, but not nearly as much. Abel's finger it is.
Anche me.
58 physical damage deals 100% of final damage to the hero positioned just behind the target. So this does bleeding, but this punches through and hits both. They're looking pretty healthy getting through our first wave here. I wonder if these are going to be the first to get to our end. This does make them weak to nature. We've got 3 nature hitters in our next, though, so maybe we're going to have a shot. I think I'm going to just enrage the next group of monsters rather than fire whipping the front here. We got a couple of AoEs. The old toxic volley. He has an AoE too, right? That is quite the AoE. The old drink the poison potion and vomit it back out. Gain 40 gold when a hero is defeated. Monsters gain 2 shell at the start of the fight if the motivation is full. Damage taken from attacks reduced by 20%. Creatures benefiting from Enrage gains plus 10 to all resistances and plus 20 armor. This is actually quite good, right? Because the skeleton lord that we have enrages other skeletons. So that'll work passively. That'll work passively with those. And in the second room, we could always use our spell to enrage those monsters. Yeah, Aegis actually seems really good. Alright, who are we swapping out here? Swap out Wellborn and Agorx. They're similar. That honestly seem kind of fine. Although I guess I can throw some extras in here just cause so we have options. I wonder if there's a level that gives you upgrade your traps. Upgrade trap. We got some money. $15 in nature weakness 5. Use a circular saw a lot too. 20 more physical damage. Into it. I wonder if there's a point where you have to start filling 3 rooms in some of the runs. Anybody, a couple of folks in chat implied they had played more than me. Does it extend the length at any point? Or is it always just 2 monster rooms? I like plundering. Gain gold. Find a monster but lose a motivation. Chance to find an artifact. We find an artifact and high roll. Nice. Monsters in a room gain 2 random bonuses if at the start of the fight they all share a type. Sick. So this is great with our skeleton room, right? So we have 2 bonuses if we have all skeletons in the first room. There's always 2 monster rooms, but there's other room types that get added as you progress through the run. Okay. Sweet. Knowing that there's only 2 monster rooms kind of dictates that I might want to reorg and sell some of my extra people at some point. If we're not really utilizing them. Who would we like to give up? Give up you. Slayer, thank you for the 26 months of support. It's a long time. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. One of your employees was found dead this morning. It must be some sort of retaliation after the brawl that occurred previously. They spent so long chilling in the afterlife that coming back to life sent them straight into burnout. The extra room types you get dependent on which dungeon keep you are. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, week 38, chat. Go ahead and vote. For... Wow, there's a big difference. Okay, so these are 1 difficulty adventurers. These are 2 difficulty adventurers. These are 4 difficulty veterans, but there's more loot there too, so far we've been doing okay with number 3. I was showing off what the rooms are before I clicked in, because I don't think I could show them in here, and it only gives you 30 seconds to vote in this area. What does disaster mean in the second one? It's kind of like a regional type, or an area, like, did you see how there's a snow background? There's some kind of, like, snow room, I believe. Or it impacts something, I forget what exactly. Okay, so I want to try and get all of the same monster types into rooms. So it's easy to get all skeletons in here. Unfortunately, I don't think I can get... Oh, I could get 3 skeletons in the second room too and get a bonus there, huh? Because we got an artifact that gives us a bonus if we have all. Wait, does this enrage these ones in the next room, too? Let's find out. Let's try a 6 skeleton build here and see how it goes. They're all level 4 dungeoners now. Passive, damage and morale taken from traps reduced by 50%, sure. Yes, if you'd like to, you could vote up here to help heroes or monsters. Vote 2 to help the monsters. Randomly moves all monsters to another position at the start of the fight. Okay, so this is the shuffler. This is one we're going to want to pay attention to when I position in the next couple of rooms. This heals. All right, so let's circular saw. So because this shuffles our monsters here, I want Judgeinator to be at the front of my monster line. So I'm actually going to start them at the back because they're not going to end up at the back. So they could be here or here, but they're guaranteed to not be to not be there. So if I want them further forward, I want to start them as far back as possible. And this only shuffles in the first fight, right? Yeah. And that's the nature plant, because we got a couple of nature monsters down here at the end. I appreciate the folks in chat making sure the traders trying to make us lose don't make us lose. Yes, we are the monsters, Logan. We are the people appropriately defending our stuff in the dungeon from these evil adventurers coming in to try and steal our stuff. Look at that. And the guy up front is exactly the one we wanted to be there. So this is 50% resistant to ice. This is weak to air. So Kane's finger doing air damage sounds great. So it's weak to fire, also weak to fire. I kind of want to try and kill her because she heals. So this one applies burn, but I think I want a fireball in the back. So this is weak to physicals, also weak to physicals. I think we just impale here. I don't know that he's going to be able to get through to her before the end of this fight, which is unfortunate. Yeah. And she's going to heal one of them. Yep. Oh, I'm supposed to pick Enraged, right? Oh no, I wanted to see if they get enraged from the Skeleton Lord in the first room. So let's see. I don't think they do, but I want to find out. Wow, they are enraged from that other room. That's sick. Okay, so if I run all skeletons, it's just like really, really good. Ugh. Where will you be when the hypothermia sets in, chat? Alright, healer down. It looks like we're going to keep him off for our Dungeon Master again here, which is great. Just whip your arm at him. Crunchy Frog here is a Naga. None of these are skeletons, right? So I'm not really sure that we're going to end up using any of these. Speaking of Logan. Air damage and haste to monsters in front of here. The skeleton team seems kind of busted. Although Judginator's down pretty far on morale. I think we're going to trade them out with Agor, and we'll run 2 fire skeletons up front for this next run. These are still doing okay because they're not dying every run. The minions only lose morale if they get killed in a run. In fact, I'm going to pull Cody out to let them heal back up in case you want to use them in the future. Oh, I have 800 gold, so trainer sounds great. This gets plus resistance, plus health, plus power. This gets plus health, plus nature damage. This adds health and resistances. Gosh, that's expensive to train. 20 extra health is pretty good, though. This does 20 extra health on there. That's pretty nice. It's 150. Kind of want to level up the AoE on this. Or no, Chet. I have to decide. Who do we love more? Do we love Wellborn more or Aegor? Well, I guess I should probably get this skeleton up to level 2, huh? Gets plus 10 power and plus 5 resistance per hero affected by Frostbite. Actually seems pretty good. Alright. We'll split the difference and get our last skeleton to level 2. We're going to be playing a lot of skeletons, so I'd like them all to be pretty balanced. Workout levels up our master. Our dungeon master, but we really haven't been using them, right? Billboard guys seem sus. Big agree. Get that. Team building exercise. Everybody gets some morale. Neither of these are very useful. We don't have any money left. You received a letter from the Monster Training Center offering to trade one of your employees for some gold. We cannot afford it. Alchemist. We can convert some resources around, but we don't have many tiers. We don't have that much blood. We'll take the event. The Workers' Union has made a request, an anonymous suggestion box for the employees. Even if they can't write, the simple gesture will boost morale. They don't need to know that the suggestion box will empty straight into the trash. I don't have the money. Sorry, fam. It is certainly a commentary on corporate America. All right, so these are 4 difficulty and give us an artifact. These are 4 difficulty and give us a master bonus. These give us a trap and are very easy. I think I'd rather have the artifact. I think I prefer these. Same difficulty on both. Feel free to vote if you feel differently. Artifacts seem like good build-arounds, though. So we've got our skeletons. We've got our skeletons. Let's run it. All right, who would you like to increase the armor of by 40, chat? The monsters or no one? Vote 2 for the monsters. Two of these are weak to fire. That's pretty good for us. King Knock, thank you for the Prime support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed. I wouldn't be here without the support of folks like you. Wow, look at all the traders. It's chat. Are you bored of my run already? Don't try and end my skeletons. They're good, honest, hard-working skeletons. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the room order. That's awkward. Alright, we're still gonna do all skeletons, though. Because the Skeleton King at the front pumps them all up. Chad is acting sus. They really are. Come at me, bro. It was very close. Chance a bunch of dirty rat and traitors. Abel's finger does ice, resistant to ice. This is weak to air. We might just end this large man before he gets a turn. Real close. Right, when one of them dies early, you see the other two take a little bit of demoralization there. Bleed for me, baby. I'm into the intimidate, damage morale, and get them terrified. Immune to poison. Wow, that's rude. They're both super resistant to nature here, too. That's awkward. These, These might be the first set of adventurers that make it through to our Dungeon Master chat. Nature resistance real good here. Let's hit their morale, I think, so we can see if we can scare some of them away. This morale's under half. Yep, alright. Wow, she just healed? Alright. Okay, so she has extra physical. So challenge would put her below half. And the life total on our main guy here carries over between runs too, which is a little scary. Regenerates Master, 20% life, damage dealt to target is bleeding. Alright, so let's make them bleed. And then we can heal back up. Do whips and chains excite you, chat? Alright, well, at least they didn't mow us down. Got a little bit of blood, tears from scaring him, got a little bit of blood from killing him. Demon attacks, apply burning body. Burnout duration of monsters reduced by 4 weeks. Defeated monsters have a 50% chance to lose 1 less motivation. I'm into it. Keep people motivated a little bit better. Alright, so... It might be time to do a run without skeletons in the first one. And, like, retire these for a run through so they can heal back up. Do we do, like, a skeleton-free run? Can we win without skeletons, is a question? These are all level 2s, and these are 3 and 2. Like, can I bench this many for a run and still do okay? We lose the bonuses from our artifacts. Maybe we need 3 skeletons in at least one of the rooms. Can we not get killed? Yeah, this is a roguelite, so if we... That's true, we could pick low-level heroes this time through. That's probably a good strategy. I think I like that. Yoga gives us extra regeneration. So we lost some health in that last one. Yeah, so far, if the slaveholder dies at the end of the run... If the slaveholder dies during your dungeon, you lose. You're just done and out. Hey, Steve ate my cat. Let's end some fascism indeed. Thank you for the 22 months. Election is 1 month from today. Make sure you are registered to vote. And ideally have a plan to vote early and safely. I have blood for the collectors. God bless V-Ball. Sanctuary. The ceremony as gloomy as it should. Just to make the adventure of life worth inadequate resources. All right, we'll just keep plundering. I like plundering. Gold, 20% chance to a monster free. Chance to find an artifact. 75% tiredness 3 for all monsters. Enrage all the monsters. That actually sounds great. Oh no! Our skeleton lord got injured! Well, that sucks. We're gonna have him sit out anyways, right? Alright, chat. I need you to vote for the adventurers because we're benching a lot of our good guys here. So I need you to do me a solid and vote for the adventurers. Look at all the gold on number 2. It is a lot of gold. It is a lot of gold. 3 might also be okay. All right, I'm gonna click vote. Don't do me dirty, chat. Don't do it. You got 30 seconds. Get it in. Chat's so split. One or 3. Oh no. Oh no. We needed ranked choice voting, chat. We're in a dead heat. Wait, can I vote? I'm gonna vote. I think I can vote. Stuff the ballot box. Yes! Nailed it. We got the easy one while the skeletons are resting. Increase the armor of the monsters. Vote number 2 in chat. What? This is the easy people and they're level 4 and 5? Well, it just ain't right, chat. It just ain't right. They're still level 4 and level 5. Huh? Weak to nature. I think I need him. This is only level 1, but it does ice damage, and they are weak to ice. Front attack, back attack, back attack. Maybe they're bad level 4 and 5s. Maybe. We are a month, we're almost a year into our run. So you're resistant to physical, you're weak to nature, so a poison dagger the one that's weak to nature, I suppose. Some minty fresh breath there. So he does extra damage if they're bleeding, which they are, right? This is bleeding. Yeah. He's resistant to physical, though, so maybe that's not great. So the middle attacks in the game, I don't think so. You are definitely accurate that most attacks are front, back, or all three. So usually having things in the middle is good if they're squishy. Actually cut this guy down. Ideally we're gonna kill this guy because she heals something 50%, so I'd prefer this not get healed up. It's gonna be kind of close though. Poison and bleeding might get there. Alright, nailed it. Sick. Alright, how's your nature resistant? Resistant. Alright, awkward. Give him the spike shield. Oh, you're weak to ice. Yeah, you are. You're going pretty well. It's only the first room, right? Melts into a pile of snow. It's great. I think we go ahead and intimidate here because it means they take extra damage and deal extra or deal less. So this inflicts bleeding, which makes the orc attack better. So these two kind of combo. Or does she not bleed? Can't be affected by bleeding. Dang it, Bobby. Literacy, chat, is a big problem among strategy game players. Alright, impalement it is. Alright, now these two can bleed and then more powerful attack here. And you'll die to bleeding. Yeah. Nailed it. Yeah, skeleton. It's a dark magus, so not a skeleton, unfortunately. Deals air damage and morale. RTFC, read the flipping card. A snake, ooh, it's a snake. All our skeletons are trained back up. Oh no, that's right, he was injured. That's so sad. I forgot he was injured, so we don't have him for another run still? So I have 1, 2, 3 spookies here and 1, 2, 3 spookies here. We have a couple artifacts to give us synergy bonuses if we have all the same type of monster in the same area. These are super exciting. Guess we might train up 1 or 2 things here. To 90 health is pretty good. Both of these would be up to 90 health too, though. Let's get both of these up to 90. Spooky skeletons are on theme for October. Accurate. Golthor is asking for blood. Quench his thirst and he'll send one of his most dreadful avatars into the mortal world. Summons a random monster of demon type. I don't really need any demons. I'm just gonna ignore that. Don't really have anything worth converting. But walking the corridors, you notice a monster waiting for a job interview. You could hire them right now without the intermediaries. On the other hand, what makes them think they can come uninvited? I'd like to collect some monster tiers. The champion. Oh no, are we not going to be able to? Oh, he's back. Okay, good. Whew. I was going to say, having to face the champion without Ben Smith seems like not a great idea. Let's work out and pump up what we got here. Plus 120 health. Yep. It's the last week, chat. Our annual review is awaiting us here after this last week. Damage taken from attacks reduced by 20%. Feel free to vote 2 for the monsters and be a team player so we can pass our annual review. There's 3 level 5 heroes here. Morale loss reduced by 50%. Alright, so we're not scaring them. Dodges the effect of the first trap. Interesting. Alright, so nothing rearranges our dorks. A front attack, an area attack, and a back attack. Pretty reasonable spread of... Clearly I'm outnumbered. Listen, Mapai, some of the kind people in chat want us to have a good annual review, okay? Why you have to be so mean? You know what? Let's put the frost monster up front. So I want them to take the hits first. These are going to be weak to nature after our trap in this room, so I want these to survive longer. Some of us are just trying to survive a day at work. Listen, exactly. See, Logan gets it. All the monster employees got to stick together, chat. Alright, you are weak to ice. That makes Abel's finger pretty good. And you're resistant to air, which makes Kane's finger not great. So easy choice. You are 50% resistant to fire. And you are 0 resistant to fire. Alright, the back one's just getting blasted. It's also resistant to physical. It's gonna be a tough nut. I guess we'll apply some bleeding here. Might kill the chick in the back with these two at least. He is a little resistant to everything. Shout out to the people in chat that decided to give us a helping hand. He's just more resistant to physical and fire. At least we've got a bunch of nature attacks in the next one. Hopefully the nature attacks will help out. Ugh, she's not quite dead yet. Oh, and she dodges the first trap too, right? So this saw is not gonna kill her. Read. Alright, well, definitely Birding Whip here. Try and get some fire on him. This might be lethal. Does 15. Might kill that one. Alright, she's down. This is resistant to nature. It's immune to poison, too. No, Morales. Different one hit poison resist. Hit him with the poisons. I think at least one of these is going to get through to our keeper here. They might both get through, but this one's going to be kind of low at least. He's got a lot of conditions, at least. I think this might put him low enough that statuses are going to get him, and then we should be able to knock out this last one pretty easily. Down he goes. Is that a club or the leg of some poor animal? It's even better than that. He's literally ripping his own leg off to throw it at the adventurer. Decorate my home. Oh, you meant the dwarf? I don't know. Infernal Guardian, 60 damage, applies fire weak. Hey, look, there's a center attack. The attack ricochets once to the random hero if the target's fire resistant is negative. Someone was asking about that. 22 nature damage, applies demoralized. Air damage reduces morale, gains immunity at the start of the dungeon, protecting against all hero skill. That seems pretty good. What's the thing do? Demon attacks. I think I'm gonna take this. We have the nature. This does nature damage, and we have one that reduces nature resistance as one of our traps. If we want to pivot off skeletons in one of our rooms, it's a decent monster for doing so.
Good work. We'd like to offer you a promotion.
We are delighted to offer you the services of one of these interns who will have their own dungeon, their own room in the dungeon. Well, that's cool. Hey, thanks, Andy. I really appreciate it. Hope you're staying safe out there wherever you're at and having a wonderful Saturday night. Thanks for dropping in. I'm having a good time. There's a lot of really great games out there. It's fun to explore some of them. Father of the Damned. That is definitely on theme. On theme for everything else. Ice damage and minus 20 morale. Does 20 air damage. Gains enraged 1 for each hero whose morale is under 50% at the start of the turn. Damage and morale dealt increased by 10%. Is that a wife or a child at my door? Declan? Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying Runeterra stuff. Yeah, that one's really great. Their new set, they posted a teaser for the new set less than 2 weeks. Does physical damage and bleeding, 12 nature damage, and minus 12 morale. Oh, this does nature damage? This doesn't say it counts as a skeleton, does it? I guess does that count as a skeleton? If this gets the enraged bonus from... If this gets the enraged bonus from the skeleton lord that we have, that seems like a good combo. This thing's got a ton of life, though. And it does. And it does nature. It's like the skeleton to stay on theme. Yes, they look like they are boss guys in their own room. Okay, so we got a promotion. We gained an intern. I was only going to do this till 7 o'clock, but I kind of want to play through one more event, or one more battle, I think, to see what the intern room looks like. Because that's new to me, and I haven't seen that before. By chance, you meet a tamer traveling through the region looking for some work. This traveler offers to train some of your employees for half price. You even negotiate him to work for free plus 1 level. God bless you, Succubi. I don't have quite enough money for the trainer. Do we need motivation? I guess motivation for my skeletons wouldn't be terrible. It's worth the money. Have a suggestion box, chat. Kill, capture, scare. Take the scare. The walk-in fridge is full of bodies. The doctor could resurrect a fresh human and transform it into an employee in exchange for a little blood. I think I'm kind of tapped out on monsters I need. Although I guess this is another archer, which is kind of nice. So that way if we need to swap one out for morale relieving, it's actually probably good. Yeah, it's a skeleton too. Alright, chat. Give us the veterans. Let's see if we can take them with our intern, huh? Great, let's do it. I think I'm happy with our spread here. Have our skeletons and our skeletons. Okay, yeah. Has Father of the Damned. It is just up here, like a room like our master. And I wonder if his life carries over in between, or if we lose him when they die. Vote 2 to be Team Monsters, chat. Come on now. Gains random bonus 2 at the start of a turn if he's not benefiting from any bonuses. Removes the penalty with the most stacks applied from all heroes at the start of his turn once. Replaces one of her penalties with a bonus at the start of her turn once. Cannot be affected by demoralize. Heals 50% after a fight. Alright, so we got Judgeinator up front. We want our Zombie Lord. I get our skeletons going here. Both of these have negative armor. So that sounds great. It's demoralized before they get to the end here. You are resistant to ice. You are way more resistant to air, so... Weak to fire, resistant to fire, so easy front column. Make her bleed. Yeah, I kind of hope they at least get through to the intern so we can see how his fights look. Which, based on what they've done to us so far, that probably will be a wish that gets granted. Because remember, too, this one's going to heal one of them half their max life, so, like, the damage we've got marked on her is going to go away most likely. Well, over half at least here, so that's good. Okay, it's not quite as much damage as we'd like to see. We got a couple of traps here. Some poisons out. Poison stack up there. We'll stack to 5. Fire column still doing some Lord's work here. Yeah, looks like we're gonna easily get our wish granted of them getting to the intern. Have some poison friends. Have some extra poison. We might also get to find out what happens if the intern dies. They are all still pretty healthy. Well, they've got some stacks of poison on them at least. She's gonna go down when she gets into the next one, most likely. So Claw hits all of them and applies Frostbite. Supplies Terrified. I'd rather Frostbite. 5% of maximum life taken as ice damage per turn. It seems pretty good. And they are definitely going to chew through... Definitely going to chew through the intern. I assume since we can revive monsters, we can revive the intern. Although they also can't revive us, so maybe that's not a given. She should die to status effects here. Yep. Nice amount of damage. Get to heal back up because he's bleeding. The monk's got a lot of life. How much did he start with? 680. Almost as much as we did. Grrr! Enraged, the next group of monsters, Enraged 4. Our things are all enraged anyway, so that's not particularly good. So a little bit extra damage and bleeding 5. Extra resistance. Okay, I'm in to make. His whip's better. Oh, that's what this is here. Okay, so it looks like he just comes back then, right? That's good. That's convenient to know. All right. At any rate, so again, your runs with this, the opponents will get progressively harder as you go, and then eventually your run will complete. I think you finish at a certain point. Has anybody the last time we played through, it ended at a year, but obviously it fleshes out to more than 52 weeks now. Has anybody, a couple of folks in chat have said they've played before, does it end at 2 years now, or does it keep going indefinitely scaling up? At any rate, at some point your run either ends from end of year 2 is where it ended for you. Okay, yeah, I think that's what someone said last time. So when you get through to the end, exposure to adventurous weapons. Okay, yeah, so you play through, and then your dungeon monster gathers up experience as you go, and then when you eventually get through and level up, there's 2 other dungeon masters that you can play through to that have different spells and traps, and that's the game. If you're interested in checking out Legends of the Keepers, you can use my link to check it out on Steam. It's on sale for the next 40 hours or so to celebrate their new content release. They just added the what was her name? They added the engineer, I think it was, listed as a third person you can play as here in the set. And if you're interested in checking out some other videos of me playing it, yeah, that's her. There's some other videos back on my YouTube channel as well. At any rate, we're going to shift gears here for the remainder of the stream tonight. We're going to continue with our Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough. Been enjoying that one. It's an open world RPG on Steam that we're going to dive into next.